We are going to use Porter's 5 forces in order to do an external analysis of AT&T's current level of competition. The first force is the degree of competitive rivalry, which in AT&T's industry is very high. AT&T was a monopoly until the 1980s when it was split into smaller companies. There are currently 4 major players in the telecommunications industry, and they include Verizon, Sprint, and T-Mobile. AT&T's largest competitor is Verizon. As the wireless market is already very saturated, the only way to increase sales is by stealing clients from other competitors, as 91% of users already have cell phones. Next is the threat of substitutes, which for AT&T is only moderately high. The direct substitute for wireless cell phones would be traditional wireline home phones. But over the years, and with the emergence of the internet, some indirect competitors, like Skype and even Facebook, have also challenged AT&T's communication services. For AT&T's cable offerings, the internet has also posed a challenge, as people can now stream their shows directly to their computers, which has caused their cable subscriber numbers to drop. The bargaining power of suppliers in the telecommunications industry is high as well. The telecom industry used to be a monopoly, with AT&T having the majority of the market share. But as patents for AT&T expired and the company was split up into much smaller companies, AT&T lost a considerable amount of market share, which they have still been unable to regain. As more and more competitors began to enter the market in the years following AT&T's breakup, buyers were provided with more and more choices for service and even phone models. Buyers were able to become more price sensitive and could shop around for better and cheaper plans. The customer base has grown from 3,000 to over 3 million people. In order to keep those customers around, many companies, including AT&T, have created long-term contracts that help to keep customers from switching to other wireless providers by increasing the switching costs. The threat of new entrants is luckily very low. While AT&T faced little competition in its early days due to its patents, those patents have long expired, and AT&T faced an influx of competitors to the communications industry. Since then, several large companies have come to dominate the market. However, the requirements for starting a business in the telecommunications industry involve setting up network towers, which require immense amounts of capital. As the industry is already heavily saturated at 91%, the profitability of entering the industry is not high enough to warrant the investment. Lastly is the bargaining power of suppliers, which for this industry is just moderate. For home and landline telephones, copper wires and constructors were once needed. For the wireless business, however, which is the largest focus for AT&T today, AT&T needs network towers, and lots of them. AT&T employs Alcatel-Lucent and Ericsson for their equipment needs. This alliance between AT&T and its suppliers has enabled them to create an economy of scale and has left suppliers to AT&T with only moderate leveraging power.